the majestic Greyhound, born to run, bred to win, instilled with one single vision, to be the very best. And the very best from all corners of the country have gathered tonight to fulfill their goal to capture the Greyhound Race of Champions, the American Championship of Greyhound Racing. Live from Multnomah Kennel Club, nestled in the Columbia River Gorge and the Cascade Mountains in Portland, Oregon, it's our National Championship of Greyhound Racing. Hello everybody, I'm Gary Seibel. The Greyhound Race of Champions is truly a national championship in the sport, since it involves the participation of 26 tracks in 13 states, all members of the American Greyhound Track Operators Association. And joining us this evening is racing expert and the voice of Oregon racing, Hal Barry, to explain. Hal?
Well, it truly is a national championship. The fact of the matter is every track in the country had an opportunity to designate their champions to participate in this race. We started out with a field of 48 about 2 weeks ago. We've had 3 qualifying races, and the top point earners are the 8 you will see tonight. The big favorites have been Lone Lobo and the HB's Prince Red all week long. And in fact, Lone Lobo won 3 qualifying races in a row. HB's Prince Red won 3 as well, technically because one of those wins was a dead heat. But they should go to the post as the favorites tonight, very likely. But they've run a lot of races here in the last couple of days. There could be some fatigue setting in, and if HB's Prince Red and Lone Lobo don't have it tonight, there are 6 other Greyhounds who very well might.
All right, Hal, and thanks. And we'll have a report on all of tonight's starters vying for the winner's share of the $125,000 purse when we return live to Multnomah Kennel Club in Portland, Oregon.
Before I adopted my Greyhound, Elvis, he used to fetch a lot of prize money. Now the only thing he'll fetch is a bone. Through Greyhound Pets of America, you can adopt a happy, healthy, retired athlete like Elvis, just starting their prime of life. They love kids, they love attention, and they just love to show off.
You know, sometimes you bet on a winner, and sometimes you don't. But one thing you can always bet on at the track is getting the extra cash you need. You get cash through ComCheck on any Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card. It's fast, and it's easy. Just go to the information window and tell them you want a cash advance. You'll get any amount up to your available limit in about a minute through ComCheck. And then, go pick yourself a winner.
Now for a further examination of how our contestants qualified, let's go to Hal Barry, who is at Thursday's post-position draw.
Okay, thanks very much, Gary. I'm here with Steve McMurtry at the post-position draw. We started out with 48 of the top Greyhounds in the country. Now we're down to 8. They're going to draw for post positions. But how did we eliminate all those Greyhounds and get down to 8 top ones?
Well, Hal, there were 3 rounds in qualifying. The top 8 pointers have advanced on to the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions final.
Points were awarded on a scale ranging from 15 points for a win to 1 point for a last place finish. The 8 finalists range in point totals from 45 points for Lone Lobo to 26 points for Calico Salad. But the point totals certainly don't tell the complete story. There are a number of other factors, most importantly, the assignment of post positions. The racer's starting position can have everything to do with the outcome of a race, depending on the Greyhound's particular running style. An inside runner loves the number 1 post, but fears the number 8 post, especially if the field consists of inside runners. Each trainer has a desired post position in mind for his entry, as well as the competition. Calico Salad drew the number 1 post position and races for the E.J. Alderson Kennel.
Well, he either has to break and get out early, or either the other dog break and give him a path to get wide, because he likes the outside, and this is where he's going to try to run.
Calico Salad, in the red box, is the top closing Greyhound in the Race of Champions final. If he finds early racing room like he did in this final qualifying round, he may well upset the favorites. Lone Lobo drew the number 2 post position and races for the Terry Creek Kennel.
Lobo has to break clean and run his race, and I think if he does that, he's got a real good chance of doing well in this race.
Lone Lobo, here breaking from the number 4 post position, has been the first racer out of the starting box in all 3 qualifying rounds. The winner of all 3 rounds and the top horn earner will certainly be the one to beat with another fast break. Oregon Cat is in post position number 3 and races for the Dick Andrews kennel.
He's got to get around at least second or third to have any chance of winning it, and then hopefully the lead dog has got to get jammed up or something for him to come around.
Oregon Cat, in the red box, will be the long shot in the race of champions, having failed to win any of his qualifying races but recording the 2nd and 2 third place finishes. He will need to be right off the leader's pace to show his best run. Skis Bronco drew the number 4 post position and races for the Sunny Hill kennel.
If he comes out third or fourth, then he's got a good chance to get around that turn, and if he gets in the front, it's all over, because I don't think they can catch him.
Skis Bronco, here breaking from the number 7 post position, is the field's youngest entry. He will need to show an alert break in the final, and his trainer Fay Nation said he will be tough to catch if he garners the early lead. HB's Prince Red drew the number 5 post position and races for the Irwin Lewis kennel.
He has to get out of the box in front, because he's just an early speed dog, and he's got to go to the front to win the race.
HB's Prince Red, in the red box, has never failed to grab the lead in a 3/8 race. If he grabs the lead again, he may prove too fast to catch. Here he is shattering the track record. Sassy Winner drew the number 6 post position and races for the DQ&S Williams kennel.
My dog's a railer. My dog has to follow him out and work its way into the rail in order to get into the hunt. And my dog has bottom to it, it will come on.
Sassy Winner, in the red box, has the ability to go to the early lead or come from off the pace to compete. She will need a clean run to have a chance at garnering the championship. Daring Don drew post position number 7 and races for the Wind Dance Greyhounds kennel.
He breaks with them, but he has to have room to run. He comes out with them, and he's got to have room to run.
Daring Don, here breaking from the number 5 post position, is a hometown favorite. He has rounded into his best form of the summer for the Race of Champions final. He should challenge for the early lead, and if he avoids traffic problems, look for a strong showing. Pinky My Lady drew post position number 8 and races for the D&N kennel.
She has to rate extremely good and benefit to some degree in the early running to get some kind of a lead over, and then hope she don't get caught.
Pinky My Lady, here breaking from the number 3 post position, relies on a fast start. If the other breakers tangle, look for her to gain the advantage.
Well, that's how they got here. That's how the racing experts see it. And as far as the public is concerned, well, the fans here at Multnomah lending their support to number 2, Lone Lobo, also to number 5, HB's Prince Red. And right now, let's take a look at the current odds. Number 1, Calico Salad is 8-1. Number 2, Lone Lobo is the favorite at 6-5. Number 3, Oregon Cat at 19-1. Number 4, Skis Bronco is the outsider at 30-1. Number 5, HB's Prince Red is 2-1, just behind Lone Lobo. Number 6, Sassy Winner 14-1. Number 7, Daring Don at 7-1, and number 8, Pinky My Lady, rounding out the field, is at 9-1. Much time and effort goes into preparing these racing greyhounds ever before he or she steps foot onto a racing oval. We went to Dutch Kerner's Training Center to get a first-hand glimpse at what's involved in the making of champions. Born in a litter averaging 5 to 9 pups, these greyhounds hardly resemble the powerful athletes they'll become in about a year. This bundle of fur responds well to human contact, as he will the rest of his life. Like any good athlete, the greyhound is extremely well cared for by its trainer. Each day, these young racers are groomed and fed a carefully prepared diet, providing the special ingredients to fuel nature's magnificent racing machines. Learning to walk on a lead is an important early training step for the 3.5 to 4-month-old greyhound, but most of his training is doing what he does best, running wild and free and out of pure joy. This kind of training lets the greyhound learn to run among other dogs and to develop strength and speed naturally. The next step is to teach the young greyhounds to chase an artificial lure, first hand starting them so that the lure remains in sight at all times. These racers in training soon learn to begin their races from a starting box. By continuing to chase the artificial drag lure, the dogs also learn to keep their heads down, thus maintaining an ideal racing position. Greyhounds learn fast and are ready for the next stage in their training. During this period, these greyhounds learn to run beside a rail. For the first time, the whirligig, as it is known in the industry, is a major step in taking the racer from a field to a racetrack. Gradually, these young athletes run longer distances at a training track, becoming used to competing with one another while chasing an innate object. It is on this training track that the greyhound will establish a running pattern, which it'll use for the rest of its running life. And it is at these training tracks and later racetracks around the country that the greyhound will fulfill his instincts, and man will be privileged to watch this beautiful, powerful, elegant being run as fast as it can. And this is what all the painstaking preparation has led to, the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions. And on your screen now, you'll see the odds. They haven't changed much, and the favorite is still number 2, Lone Lobo, at 6-5. The post parade and race are coming up next, but first, this interesting tidbit about the sport of Queens. Did you know the primary purpose of the muzzle in greyhound racing is as a visual aid in photo finishes? The dogs have left the paddock, they're on the track, and here's Hal Berry with the post parade for the Greyhound Race of Champions.
Thank you very much, Gary, and there they are, the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions field. They've already gone past us a couple of times, everybody looking at them. Everywhere around the country, people are wagering. They have different odds than we have here. So remember, when we give you the odds, check your local area for the odds at your particular track. And here they come for the blanket check. This is where they take a look to see if the blanket is on just right, if the muzzle's on just right, not too tight, not too loose. The number 1 Greyhound, representing Tampa Greyhound Track in Tampa, Florida, is Calico Salad. Calico Salad is a male, weighs 72 pounds, and it was sired by Understood. And its mother, Dixie's Pixie, owned by Thomas Denton and William Denton, from the E.J. Alderson Kennel and trained by Olin Brown. And there's number 2. It's the supplemental entry. This is the big story. Lone Lobo, owned by John Taylor from the Terry Creek Kennel. Jerry Cottrell, the trainer, 68-pound male. Lone Lobo, the only one to win all 3 qualifying races. And now number 3, Oregon Cat, the namesake of the state of Oregon, but running for Biscayne and Flagler Kennel Clubs in Miami, Florida. It's owned by Dick Andrews and trained by Martha Hayter. Number 4, from Mobile Greyhound Park in Theodore, Alabama, it's Skis Bronco, the number 4 Greyhound, owned by Mike Williams and trained by Faye Nations. And number 5, HB's Prince Red, the other favorite, along with number 2, Lone Lobo, representing the Woodlands Kennel Club in Kansas City, Kansas, owned by Henry Cook from the Aaron Lewis Kennel and Randy Lewis, the trainer. There's number 6, that's Sassy Winner, in post position number 6 from Lincoln Greyhound Park, Lincoln, Rhode Island, a 62-pounder, owned by Sharon Williams and trained by Jack Smith. And now number 7, Daring Dawn, from Interstate Kennel Club in Byers, Colorado, a 69-pounder, owned by Perry Pattertay and trained by Perry Pattertay. There's number 8, Pinky My Lady, from Jacksonville Kennel Club in Jacksonville, Florida, Clarence Connick, the trainer, owned by Mildred Knight, running for the D&N Kennels. And that's the field for the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions.
All right, Hal, thank you very much. Now, of course, those of you watching back east and even in the central states might think this is a matinee or daytime program. Well, indeed, this is the evening program here at Multnomah. The sun won't actually set until somewhere around 9 p.m. Pacific time. In addition, there will be a solar eclipse occurring shortly in the Pacific Northwest. Is one of these few spots in the world that this will be seen. Now let's take one look at the odds right now, updating the odds for you, and you'll see those on your screen. Calico Salad now at 7-1. Lone Lobo still holding as a strong favorite, 3-2. Oregon Cat is 20-1. Skis Bronco at 23-1, the outsider. HB's Prince Red is 2-1, right behind Lone Lobo, and Sassy Winner is at 14-1. Daring Don 6-1, and the outside dog number 8 is Pinky My Lady at 9-1. Well, they're bringing the dogs to the starting box, and we're getting ready for race time. So, Hal, how do you see this race shaping up?
Well, I have to go with the public. I have to look at number 2, Lone Lobo, the big favorite, and number 5, HB's Prince Red. But, you know, Lone Lobo, interesting story, lived right up to its name. No track in the country nominated Lone Lobo. Lone Lobo comes to us as a supplemental entry. That means it was entered by its owner and trainer. They put up the $2,500 entry fee, and that's no small amount when you're entering a Greyhound in a field of 48. Well, here it is in the final 8, and it did it by winning all 3 qualification races. No other Greyhound won all 3 except number 5, HB's Prince Red. And technically, HB's Prince Red did, in fact, have 3 wins, but one of them was a dead heat. A dead heat, so it didn't get quite as many points as number 2 Lone Lobo, but last Wednesday night in the final qualifying round, HB's Prince Red set a new track record over the same course, so obviously there's some speed there. So it's between 2 and 5 as far as I'm concerned, but I have to go with my heart. I have to go with the lone one, the Lone Lobo.
Well, Hal, certainly you're not alone in choosing Lone Lobo, still the favorite right now, but I am going to go with the 5 dog, HB's Prince Red, who did indeed shatter the track record here in the final qualifying round this past Wednesday. So I like the 5, HB's Prince Red. Hal likes the 2, Lone Lobo. You've got a couple, and of course 6 other to choose from as well. We're going to know in just a few moments the results of the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions. Once again, let's go back upstairs to Hal with the call of the 9th annual Greyhound Race of Champions. Hal?
I think you can see the crowd. Look at that. Probably 10,000 folks here at Murray Camp Greyhound Park. This track was built in 1957, but racing here in Oregon goes back to 1933. And in 1933, they raced in the middle of Portland, downtown, at Multnomah Civic Stadium. And in 1933, Multnomah Civic Stadium handled 32,000 people. Well, on Derby night, those 32,000 people turned into 35,000 people to see Fawn Warrior. Stands today as the largest crowd ever to see a Greyhound race in North America. There they are, loading him into the box. They start in a chute right by the tote board on the back stretch. They'll go into a turn, down the front stretch, and around one more time. 670-yard course. The course record is 37.92 seconds. 37 and 92 hundredths set by HB's Prince Red just last Wednesday. The leadouts have loaded them into the box. Those leadouts are high school students from around the Portland area. This is their summer job. About 25 of them do this. And the head leadout, Stephen Higgs, who will be a freshman at Mount Hood Community College, just a few blocks from Murray Camp Greyhound Park this fall, signals the judges that everything is okay with a big salute. And there it is. The judges tell Rusty it's okay to go, and we're all set for the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions. Here comes Rusty. And away they go. The 1990 Greyhound Champions is off and running. Out in front, number 7. All of a sudden, Daring Don jumps to the front. He's out there by 4 lengths. Right behind is number 5, HB's Prince Red, as they come down the front stretch. Number 4, Skis Bronco against the rail. And number 6 now, Sassy Winner trying to sneak in. Gets inside of number 4, Skis Bronco. But out in front is number 7, Daring Don. From the Windance Greyhounds, Perry Pattertay, the trainer. Number 5, HB's Prince Red can close. He's got a lot of speed. Number 6, Sassy Winner is right behind it. Number 4, Skis Bronco in 4th place. Number 7, Daring Don leading the Greyhound Race of Champions into the stretch, but on the inside it's going to be number 5, HB's Prince Red making a charge of number 6. Sassy Winner comes up hard. It's not official, but I think number 7, Daring Don, holds on for the win. The judges always take a look at the photo to make sure, so we'll have to wait. But they've put tentatively number 7, Daring Don, up as the winner of the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions.
All right, Hal, thanks very much, and a great call of this edition of the Greyhound Race of Champions. And again, the result is unofficial. It looked like Daring Don might have pulled this one out going from box to wire. We're going to find out. The results are unofficial, and indeed, right now they have posted them, and it is Daring Don finishing second was Sassy Winner, and third was Skis Bronco. Quite of a surprise here. Joining us now is racing analyst Steve McMurtry, and Steve is going to join us for the slow motion replay of the Race of Champions. Steve, take it away.
Well, Gary, as is so often the case in a major stakes race, it's the Greyhound that gets to lead. And though Prince Red was the first out of the box, it's Daring Dawn and the 7 blanket rushing up here. Third out is number 4, Skis Bronco, and unexpectedly the race favorite Lone Lobo was slow out of the box. Here Dawn has established a clear lead, and number 6, Sassy Winner, who broke alertly, finds the racing position she wants here on the rail. Prince Red is very game in this drive down the front stretch as he's picking up, but Daring Dawn's established a clear 3-length lead. Daring Dawn, the winner of the Interstate Derby by 11 lengths earlier this March, has now opened up a fine lead. Number 8, Pinky My Lady, moves wide, and here both Skis Bronco and Sassy Winner have settled in behind HB's Prince Red for the drive down the backstretch. This is the first race that HB's Prince Red has not gained the early lead, and he was unable to close any ground in the drive. And here's Sassy Winner with the racing position she desires along the rail, drives up inside. Calico Salad in the number 1 box is showing a little bit of late speed, but it's the early speed that dominated this race, and here Daring Dawn is on his way to being crowned American Racing's national champion. But Sassy Winner, who's been a multiple stakes finalist and looking for her first win, is very game in the stretch drive. And at this point it was anybody's game, but it was Daring Dawn who prevailed in the final strides, and a very close finish as America's finest Greyhound racers competed, and at the wire it's Daring Dawn by a neck. Gary, an exciting race and a new national champion.
Okay, very good. We'll be back with official results and a happy Winter Circle ceremony right after this. And behind me you see a very jubilant Winter Circle as Daring Dawn captures the 1990 Greyhound Race of Champions. There you have it. Daring Dawn is the winner of this edition, the 9th annual Greyhound Race of Champions. And it's off to Jacksonville, Florida, and the Orange Park Kennel Club for the 1991 edition, and we'll see you there. The official results, Daring Dawn returned $15.80, $6.60, and $5. In for second was the 6, Sassy Winner, $13.60 and $9.20, and finishing third was Skis Bronco, surprisingly returning $10.80. And don't forget, next year it is the Orange Park Kennel Club in Jacksonville, Florida. For my partners, Hal Berry and Steve McMurtry, I'm Gary Seibel. We'll be seeing you once again, and from Portland, Oregon at Multnomah Kennel Club, wishing you a very pleasant evening.